We are live. Good morning, humanity.
Salud.
Salud for our Mexican friends. Okay, I just want to show it off. Look at all this froth.
Mm-hmm.
And we made it today without
With a generous dollop of butter.
big dollop of butter.
Because we ran out of cream yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Should we wait a couple minutes until we have...
No, it's fine.
No? Okay, well, let me make my live stream public on my page. Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Dang it.
Shenanigans.
Kevin, you and that word. Stop. Stop. Okay. Here we go. Here we go.
Shenanigans?
A little bit, not a lot. Just stop it. You just don't understand.
Oh, I understand.
All right. Humanity. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Get some feedback going here.
Yeah.
Stereo, delayed stereo loop.
Okay, there. I think my sound is off. All right. Okay, here we go. We are early. Look, we're still 4 minutes early.
Okay, I'm just going to sit here in silence.
After all the fiddling around. So it's May 3rd.
It is.
It is May 3rd. May 3rd, 2024. You have fuzzies on your shirt.
See? Shenanigans. No one can see that. Because it's behind.
Well,
You have fuzzies on the back of your shirt. Really?
Well, I hope nobody can see my stains on my shirt.
Shenanigans.
Well, you notice that I'm wearing this very bright shirt today. Oops.
Careful.
I know. And I'm wearing it because it's been so overcast the last few days.
Yeah, it has been, yeah.
And I just feel like if I wore a bright shirt, then I might feel more...
Bright?
I wasn't going to say bright. Then I might feel more summery.
Right? That's the only
Like,
word
I don't
that fits in
understand.
that statement. It's not very bright today, so I figured I'd wear this bright shirt so I could feel more bright.
I don't feel not bright. I just want to... Okay.
Express brightness.
Exude brightness with my shirt. Oh, nice and bright orange. I like it.
I'll stick to the grays, thank you very much. Because it contrasts with this, because I got shit the last time for wearing I was blending into our shenanigan curtains here.
Oh, we got to get a new backdrop. But anyway.
See, that's shenanigans right there. Nobody cares.
Okay, now you're really overusing that word.
No, I'm not. No one cares.
No one cares.
I know I don't care.
Well, it's interesting because I was talking to that podcaster yesterday that we met at the Abbey, the Habit Cafe in Thunder Bay, Ontario, where we do like to go hang out once in a while. That's a plug for the
JJ
Habit.
Bean is the coffee that they
JJ
use.
Bean, that's the coffee. We were trying to remember that cafe in Vancouver that we used to go to that had the most awesome muffin tops.
These people make muffins, and the muffin tops are like this.
Oh my God, like
they got special muffin tins because the muffin tops are just so massive.
so massive,
Huge.
yeah. And let's face it, with muffins, that's the best part of the muffin.
The crispy muffin top.
So we'll do a plug, I guess, for JJ Bean in Vancouver. And
So
that's,
if you're there,
yeah, go try their muffin tops. Like, oh, are they on?
well, you can try the rest of the muffin too, not just the
Well,
muffin
there's a
top.
few. I was gonna say where is it, but there's a few JJ Beans in
look it up.
Vancouver. Just look it
Absolutely.
up, you'll find it. But the reason we brought that up is because yesterday we were at the Habit Cafe. I always call it the Abbey
It
because
is
the
Abbey.
overall place is the
Oh, yeah,
Abbey.
the Urban
And,
Abbey.
yeah, and the Habit Cafe. It's all a play on words, right? Because it's
Morning,
no church.
Steve.
Hey, Steve. But when we were there yesterday, I actually enjoyed the coffee. I really noticed the coffee yesterday,
it's
how
good
much
and
I
strong.
enjoyed it. Yeah. And it's JJ Bean coffee from
That's
Vancouver.
what they use.
Yeah, that's what they use. So yeah, good morning. I'm not gonna do it again. I already did it once. Yeah.
People watch the replay if they really want to see that.
They can rewind. That's an old term. Rewind.
Yeah, I remember rewinding videos before you have.
Oh,
Please be kind,
my
rewind.
Goodness, rewinding.
And then the glory days of the DVDs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Anybody know what a laser disc is?
They were short-lived, though.
Very short.
They were very
Remember
short-lived.
They were like a vinyl record, but they the same size, but they were laser discs. That was.
Yeah, it was funny, eh?
Who knows about a slide projector?
Oh, the coffee is so good. See, we don't even need whipping cream in it. That would take a lot of butter every day, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be like this would be like a $6 coffee. Then we might as well go to a cafe and get it if we're going to use that much butter.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it
slide
does taste
projectors.
really good.
Anyway, I don't even know where I'm going with this. Just yakking.
No, your father talked about his slide projectors last night. That's why.
Oh, well, I mean, certainly my parents were of the era, the 35 millimeter cameras, etc. How do you want those developed? Into slides, please. Right?
So they have
you
like
get slides,
bazillion of
like the little
slides.
and then you have the carousel.
Some people
Right?
have photo albums of their lives. Kevin's family, they have slides of their lives.
Slides, yeah. Serious. Yeah.
So, Kevin, do you want us to keep all the slides of your life? I hope you do, because it's probably the only pictures you have.
I've probably seen them all at least once.
Oh,
but
yeah, we've seen them.
It's
I know.
been
I'm
so
pretty
long
sure we have.
because I don't have a slide projector in my closet.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad's got one. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, there you go. You're all set.
Borrow one, and we can do a little slide show, or at least see what we're looking at. See what these slides are.
You were a cute little blonde kid growing up in Africa.
Blonde. You want blonde? Holy shit, blonde.
Like, not like you stood out or anything growing up in Zambia. Little white blonde kid from
the
Canada.
only one. Well,
the only one. Oh, one of the only ones, probably, eh? Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
no difference there, folks.
yeah. I know. Like, you're like your mother. You don't have much white at all. Well, you do in your beard, but I think that looks sophisticated. Anyway. All
How's
right.
my hair?
It's fine. It's fine.
Trying to get in touch with my Viking roots.
Yeah. All right. So
Sorry if that offends anybody, but
what do you mean? Why would it offend anyone that you're a Viking? I don't get it. Is there a reason? Am I missing something?
I thought it was offensive to be white these days.
Oh, to be white. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant to be a Viking.
Well, that would translate into that, I guess, whatever.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Some people, there's a lot of talk about white people being the enemy now. And
No, but we are probably the minority now.
that's just silly.
You know the fucked up thing about this entire discussion?
Don't hold back, Kevin.
Is that if you look out over history, not just recent history, folks, but history, every single race, every single frigging color of person, people, human, whatever, man, woman, etc., child, has been trafficked, enslaved, killed, beaten.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank. We've all experienced it.
We've all done it at some point.
We've all
in our
done
histories.
it. We've all experienced it.
Maybe not in this life, mind you.
No, but I mean, we're talking
yeah.
deeper as
Yeah.
well. But,
Like back in our lineages, way
so what
back.
gives us the right now
Yeah.
to think that we have to shove the pendulum so fucking far,
Yeah.
right, to now be the oppressed become the oppressor?
Yeah. That's kind of
This
what
is such bullshit.
But here's the thing, because I think anybody who's, staying up on things, just want to say hi here, by the way. Hi, Natalie, and hi, Stacy, and Elaine, and Ez.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice to see you all. Thank you for being here. But I think this is actually a really important discussion, right? Because there is a lot of propaganda going around that, I can't get into it all because it's just too much, right? Because you could get into everybody
that's listening here knows
Doing a live from the Abbey. You know what, Steve? We actually may do that because yesterday okay, I'll put that comment up so people can see it. Have you ever thought about doing a live from the Abbey? Yeah, we actually could probably pull that off because when we were at the Abbey yesterday, we actually met a guy as we were leaving who was coming in to take the space where we were so he could do his interview for his podcast. And he said he actually uses that space at the Abbey to do all of his podcasts. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So maybe we will do it there someday. I think Scotland would let us.
For sure.
He'd be totally okay with it.
For sure.
Yeah, we'd be promoting his space, promoting his coffee. They're really awesome espresso cookies. I do not indulge in such things very often, but let me tell you, once in a while, you just
once
gotta
every time
have
we go there,
a chocolate espresso cookie.
If it's in the cabinet,
Excuse me.
we're trying it.
Excuse me. We do not go there very often anymore.
I've only been there twice this week. I don't know, whatever.
Whatever. Anywho, hey Jason, good to see you. Good morning. Anyway, so this is a really important discussion actually to have. Hey Travis.
Hey,
oh my
dude.
gosh, we haven't seen you in a long time. That's my cousin in New Brunswick. Anyway, yeah, I think this is an important discussion to have because
Alex is finally awake.
Oh, there she is.
Coffee's getting cold, Alex.
Coffee's getting cold. That's why we had to start early, by the way, because Kevin got the coffee going earlier. And so
15 minutes early.
when the coffee's ready, you got to just start, right? It's just the way it is. So anyway, back to the discussion. Oh, it doesn't work on the, I'll put that then. So, okay, I'm losing track. What were we talking about? What we're basically, well, no, this came up this week. I mean, it was something that we were talking about. It's what we were listening to some documentaries and interviews and things like that about this. And it's an important discussion because I know that everyone, pretty much everyone around the world is being affected by this whole thing.
What? You mean the bullshit agenda?
Yeah. They're
nothing to see here, folks. Move along.
No, but we're not going to focus on all those details because they're quite easy to see. As long as you're on social media, you got to be seeing them. I mean, unless the algorithms are preventing you from seeing them, which that's very possible too. But anyway, here's the thing. There's a lot of division going on in our society.
What purpose?
A lot of division. And like,
that's the only question here.
Yeah.
The only question.
And it's just not kind, like this is beyond be kind, rewind, like you said earlier. Like this is way beyond that. It's not kind. It's impacting our society negatively. Like if we aren't dividing people up based on the color of their skin, we're dividing people up and based on their religious
whether or not they
beliefs.
identify as the friggin' curtain.
Yeah, or let's face it, it's just getting a bit brutal, really. It really is. And, now...
What is the prudent, rational, compassionate, loving man or woman going to do about it?
Yep. Exactly.
Right? What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. What do you mean? Do about what? That problem?
Righting the ship, shall I say?
Yeah, the problem of all the division that's happening. See, here's the thing. This is what bugs me is
they legislate division.
They legislate division, but also it's highly intentional. Okay, and we don't need to go deep down the rabbit hole about all that stuff. You guys can do your own research, but we do need to discuss the fact that, like, here's the thing. Have you ever been accused of being a racist because you didn't say something like all lives matter? Is that the one that was going around there 2 or 3 years ago? All lives.
No. So what it was it says every child matters, right?
Yeah.
And the normal regular folk are just like, doesn't every fucking child matter?
Well, okay.
And then you say that and it's like, ah.
So that was the first time I ever got called a racist in my life. because it was on social media. And what was that though? There was a tagline that they always used. It wasn't all. It was some children. Every child matters, or something like that. Or I don't remember. Anyway, because it's been a couple 3 years now. And
please, like we don't condone genocide.
Hell no.
There's a problem here, folks.
Against anyone being genocided, by the way.
It doesn't matter who you are. That's kind of wrong.
Including white people in the West. So here's the thing. You're getting me off track, Kevin. Stop.
Okay.
It's your fault.
Shenanigans.
But it was the first time I was ever called a racist in my life. Yeah. When I said, "Don't all people matter?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, listen. I've been called so much in the last. Every child matters. Yeah. I said, "Well, doesn't everyone matter?" That's all I said. And I got lambasted with this left wing sort of like. You're a racist, and listen, I've had death threats. I mean, and that's really actually just being a part of the last 4 years, just being advocates for freedom and human rights and things like that of last
we'll
years.
Fight for your right to call us that.
Yeah.
Right. But it better have some guts to it.
Yeah. But I mean, is it okay though that people personally messaged me and told me I should go kill myself? Just because I was fighting for people's rights and freedom. And
they're the ones that place the sign in the yard, "Hate has no place here." I fucking love that. It's such a friggin' the most hypocritical bullshit ever.
Yeah, it's a lot of hypocrisy. It is.
Such bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, so Aaron's asking, did you move back to Ontario? Yes, we're back in Ontario. We came back last month. So we are back in town, baby. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, for us, like anytime we say things like even if we comment on the whole transgender, LGBTQ, TSQBT,
the alphabet movement.
We have so many letters now that it actually is getting to the point. And I told Kevin this a few years ago. I said we're going to get to a point where it just includes everybody.
Yeah.
So can't we just say
A to Z?
Everybody? No, but can't we just say everyone's loved? Everyone deserves to be loved. Everyone's equal. Everyone's, everyone deserves respect. Like, why do we have to designate only certain groups that get to say or get to believe that they are somehow more special than other people? But it goes beyond other people believing they're more special, and it goes to something even more insidious,
like saying Christmas is racist.
Yeah. Stop pointing at people.
I'll freaking point. Never mind. If I so choose.
Yeah. But I mean,
so what is a reasonably prudent, sane, compassionate, loving man or woman going to do about this?
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Not participate.
Well, for starters, yes, not participate.
I will not participate in people's. There's a saying that went around a while ago. It was a meme, I think, on social media or something. But it was, "I will not comfort you in your ignorance." So I just choose not to play into that. Mm-hmm. It's like
it is a heavy topic.
It is a heavy topic, and we don't mean to make it real heavy. I know it's Friday morning and stuff, but I mean, it doesn't have to be heavy.
But I think we have to.
We can lighten the load a little bit.
I think we have to move the discussion to more of a sort of what is for what purpose.
Yeah.
Okay? For what purpose? Like, we need to start asking that question of literally everything.
Yeah.
Like, for what purpose? Because if we keep asking that question, take a context, any context.
Yeah.
Right? Look at the trans thing right now. For what purpose?
Yeah.
Why is that? How is that right now being rammed down everyone's throat? For what purpose?
It's beyond that.
For what purpose? Educate young children in sex in friggin' school. Right? With cartoon pornography, which is what it is, in the fucking library.
It's really bad.
Okay?
It's real.
For what purpose?
Yeah. Yeah. Not good.
Right? And then when you figure out an answer for that, ask for what purpose that.
Meaning not for what purpose is a person transgender.
No.
It means for what purpose are we
higher purpose? You got to get up. You got to get up.
You got to get a little higher than this, right? Because here's the thing. Please
so
remember.
For what purpose transhuman?
Yeah, like we need to ask that question.
Let's go higher than that.
Yeah.
For what purpose transhuman?
Yeah.
Let's get the answers.
What purpose does that serve?
The first thing that comes to your head, what purpose transhuman?
Yeah, share that with us, Sharon. Seriously, because this is an important discussion we need to be having here.
Yeah. For what purpose transhuman?
Yeah. For what purpose?
The first thing that comes to your mind is the right answer.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is the reality that there's a nefarious agenda behind all of these movements. Okay.
I wish we could just call them bowel movements.
Well, in other words, shit. But please do not. We don't want anyone to misunderstand what our stance is on this. Our stance is we're against transgender people and we're against.
I don't care what you do, man.
First Nations people exerting their rights, or we're against whatever. I can't even think of it all.
Figure this out first before you start hacking.
Yeah.
But the point is that we have to. Society is being led down a path right now.
Yeah.
That is extremely dangerous.
It is. We are being indoctrinated with ideologies that are coming from a place of that does not have the best interests of humanity in mind.
So transhumanism.
That's just a fact, you guys.
Transhumanism destroys gender, destroys identity, right? Plus, it also allows for technological control and implanting of ideas. This shit's all tested, right? They test this shit in war.
Yeah.
Okay, so the stuff we see, 5G, was supposed to be for the military. The military said, this frequency band sucks. All right.
Let's give it to the little people.
It's no good for us. Let's release it to the public.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah.
But for what purpose have no identity, sexual or otherwise?
Yeah.
Okay.
People. Well, why do we even have
that
to
are transgender, people that are gay, typically don't have kids. Right. Let's push that discussion there. They don't.
So could that possibly be a part of an agenda to reduce the population, right? To discourage people from forming families and having children. I mean, this is all a part of a greater agenda.
And there are people out there right now that the world has idolized in terms of the last 4 years. Okay. I'm saying Bill Gates for a reason, because he's been a poster child of viruses.
Yeah.
Okay. The poster child for viruses, who's got zero medical training for anything.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, people are believing him. But when we look back at what he said, he's made it very clear.
Yeah.
All right. He's made it very clear that the agenda is to reduce the population of the planet.
Yeah.
You know, I have zero responsibility for what goes on in anyone else's mind.
That's right. Yeah.
Zero.
Nor
if someone's thinking to legislate that,
nor can you force a person to believe what you do, or to think how you do, or to you can't force a person to accept ideologies because you've been convinced that those ideologies are valid and that you're somehow special in this world, and because of your sex, gender,
fill in the blank,
whatever, it doesn't matter.
I have a purple dog, therefore I'm special, and I need to have this particular day of the year declared Purple Dog Day.
I agree with you, Alan, that it is not up to us to control people's perceptions. We can't do that. That is coming from the person. That's why there's so much that happens in miscommunication with people. There's so much misunderstanding out there. Like it's
and
just
people just don't want to talk.
Yeah.
They don't want to have an actual logical, rational discussion with anybody.
Yeah.
It's all about how is this not my fault and how can I remain a victim here?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And I need the system to protect my victimization.
Yeah.
Why do you think that they're trying to make it illegal to think? Like, watch 1984, folks. It's right in our face.
Yeah.
And
well, they're pushing that pushing that legislation through in Canada, which is basically the Department of Future Crimes going on there, where they're going to.
You intended to say something bad to that person.
You intended to cause damage or harm to that person. Therefore, yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yes, you're right, Anne. It has been a worldwide propaganda campaign. And it's for
what purpose?
And it's been going on for a very, very long time. This is not new. They've been working on this agenda for an extremely long time.
For what purpose?
It just so happens it's coming to a head now because they're getting closer to what they think is going to be meeting their end goal, but it's not going to work. I believe in humanity. I do. I do. And I just, but I do think that it's not.
We have to say no.
We just can't, we got to stop complying, and we need to, we need to just say, I'm not participating in this propaganda bullshit. I'm not going to comply with what the government is trying to push and force onto society as what they're deeming to be the norms or to be acceptable. Or
guess what Ontario did in 2019, folks? Behind back room, closed, middle of the night door rooms, whatever. Guess what they did? Take a wild guess. Who here goes to see a naturopath? Not a naturopath, but
it could be a naturopath.
An alternate health professional.
Wellness practitioners.
Who here goes to see them?
Yeah, spiritual consulting.
Mm-hmm. Being part of a church and talking to your pastor about some issue. Yeah. Guess what they did? They made it illegal. They completely destroyed that industry in Ontario in 2019. They're basically determined that a human to human relationship is not allowed. Unless you have a piece of paper. Unless you have you're paying this particular entity or organization. Unless you have a certificate that says that you're some kind of psychologist or psychiatrist, you're not allowed to even have a conversation with somebody about their feelings. Like, we're not saying those people aren't effective. It's not right, that. But it's that might not be for everybody. My body, my choice. No, your body, Bill Gates' choice. Oh, stop! My goodness, Bill Gates is not my freaking controller. I'll tell you that. So anyway, I mean, we're not trying to we're not trying to be total downers here, but the thing is that we need to be able to talk openly about these things because we need people to understand. I mean, this is part of education, right? It's part of getting informed. You need to understand that there's a bigger agenda at play that is always controlling these what would be these surface sort of, issues, right? And so just because it's so easy to refer to this, I'm just going to use the transgender thing as an example because there's so much of that being shoved down people's throats right now. You've got to understand there's a reason they're shoving it down your throat. If they didn't have an agenda behind it, why would they care if anybody knows what transgender is or what any gender is or anything? This is you got to understand there's a reason. There's always a reason. Nothing is random in this world. It is all for a purpose. Okay.
So
yes, and it's been 100 years in the making. Hundreds
yes,
of years.
absolutely.
Yes,
but to differentiate, there's a difference between, say, where we're coming from, whereas I can love that transgender individual. Absolutely. They're a human being. Of course I can love
100%.
them. But I don't have to be forced to
By some bullshit legislation.
Yeah, to provide them with some, I don't provide them with some special treatments because they're transgender. And if I don't, then I'm considered a racist. Like that's not right. That's not fair. And I can think for myself. I'm an adult. I can take responsibility for my thoughts, my feelings, and my behaviors. And I don't need any government or any school official or anybody who thinks they're entitled to control other people or manipulate. I don't need anyone telling me what I have to accept. I do not have to accept certain things. That's my choice. That's my right. But I will treat people with respect and I will love people. And I would hope that they would provide the same in return, but I don't have to take abuse.
But hate has no place here, folks.
Yeah.
Hate has no place here.
That's right.
Huh?
Yeah. Yep. It's true. I agree, Stacy. It's nice to see you here, by the way. Stacy's an old friend from New Brunswick, but it's true because the last 4 years, they have been brutal and there's been a lot of division. And you guys understand this. It was done on purpose. That division, totally intentional.
100%. That was a test.
It was a test. It was done on purpose.
Testing.
Yeah, absolutely. It ripped people apart. It ripped families apart.
And there's still people to this day wearing masks alone in their fucking car.
Yeah.
That
comes from fear too, though. I've been a therapist for 20 years. I get it. I've worked with everything going, and I've helped people with lots of emotions they're holding on to. Most people have a fear of death. Not all, but there's a big piece where there's this fear of death. And that drives this kind of behavior of, I have to do whatever I can to stay alive, and if it means the government's telling me I have to put a mask on, well, then I'm going to put a mask on. And if the government is telling me I have to stay 6 feet away from people out in public, well, then that's what I'm going to do. No. Oh dear.
8 point of sale terminals taped on the end of a fucking hockey stick out the door.
But this is in the past, yes, and let's hope it stays there at this point.
It will, because we're not going to consent to it anymore.
I'm not consenting. I never did, and I never will. So, people say, yeah, but you gotta.
Losing the Starbucks coffee.
I know, right, Alan? Totally. But you know what? Kevin and I didn't. Never once did we wear a mask during the entire thing. We never did this 6 feet apart shit. We never followed any of that manipulation. Really is all it was. And we're not sitting here going, we're so special because we didn't fall for that. We didn't fall for the propaganda.
No, we just saw through the bullshit.
That's right. We recognized it for what it is, which was an attempt at brainwashing the population and manipulating the population. Yeah.
Dividing us. For what purpose divide people?
Humanity needs people. We need each other. So any attempt that they can take, or what's the word I'm looking for? Any attempt that they make at keeping us apart, it makes us feel isolated. It does. It weakens our energy field. It does. It does.
And they know it.
The thing is, they understand all these things. They know us far better than we do. I guarantee it. So they get all this.
What are our solutions?
Yeah.
Right. So we know that this agenda is here.
Yeah.
Yes. We know that there is a move afoot to. This is a spiritual war on humanity, folks.
Yeah.
Let's be blunt here.
It is.
Right? This is an energetic, spiritual war.
It goes that
for
high.
Your
it goes
mind
to that level.
And your essence, your very essence.
Yep. Totally.
Right? That's what's going on here.
Yeah.
Now, regardless of what your model of the world is and your language around it, God, source, creator, spirit, it doesn't matter. That's all the same.
Yeah.
Right? That's the higher part of all of this. So they know if they can cut our connection to that, they'll get right in the middle. And guess what'll happen? They'll control everything about you.
Yeah.
Okay? And China's proved it.
Yeah.
Social credit scores, people not being able to fly, get on trains, buy food, right?
Disconnecting us
They've
from
proven
source and from each other, right?
So I don't know. See, here's been my take on the world. Basically, the world is a test bed for agendas, and those folks and entities that have agendas. My take on things is that each country, as a sort of a single unit, is the test bed for different societal sort of constructs.
Yep.
Shall I say. So when you take a look at any country, pick a country, it doesn't matter, and you look at everything about that country, social, economic, spiritual, I'm going to say government for lack of a better word, political,
geopolitical,
geological, economic, all of those things. You take all of that which would make a country, and you look at every aspect of each one of those. And this is one thing that I've sort of put together because I read an interview, I'm pretty sure it was of Rockefeller, and he studied electrical theory and electrical formulas. And what he was able to do is, because he fucking owned everything, right? He owned the gambling, he owned the corner stores, he owned the grocery stores, he owned the liquor stores, he owned this store and that store and the industrial plants and all the manufacturing and everything.
Yeah.
So he had all of these metrics in front of him all the time.
Hi, Anne. Just wanted to say hi back.
And he was able to then apply electrical formulas to what he saw.
Yeah.
And he would play. So if he, and this is just in this example, the example in the interview I read was that he would shut this factory down and then watch everything else around the factory.
Yeah. Study the psychology of
so
how
when
react.
people lost their income,
yeah,
which was their job and financial security,
yeah,
right? Alcohol and gambling went up. So he was still making money. He didn't give a shit.
He owned all aspects of it, so he didn't care.
But he noticed by playing with these things. So that's why I say, well, everything's like a test.
Yeah.
So think back to 2008 when that whole real estate thing happened in the US.
Yeah.
Where was Canada in all this? Did it happen up here? No.
No.
It didn't, because we have a different system than what's down there.
We didn't say better. We just said different.
Different,
yeah.
Right? So we were able to, I want to say, weather the storm, that storm, okay, a little bit, and do something different. But that's not like, don't put that.
Okay.
We're going to look at all of the countries. So if we put a war over here, what happens here and here and here? So they're able to see the reaction and the response from around that.
Yeah. If we cause a disaster over here and that destroys, say, people's food sources, right? How do people respond to that? And how long did it take to?
And all that information goes somewhere where they can say, okay, boop, we're going to pull that out of this. Yeah. And then, okay, let's pull that. Let's insert that idea there.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's all a test.
Yeah.
And we're the fucking guinea pigs. Right? Yes. So think politically now, what creates a country?
It does create a country.
What creates a country?
Boundaries, borders.
Right? Drawing some friggin' squiggly lines on a map. Right? Maybe putting a fence up or something.
But there's culture, right? There is a certain culture.
Potentially,
in countries,
yes.
Language, maybe.
Mm-hmm. But what makes it
beliefs, I guess. Yeah.
But how come when you cross the border here into the U.S., it's completely different? Like, language might be the same, and they might call the currency a dollar.
It is different because.
But there's a feel difference.
Yeah, like we're less than a half hour from the Minnesota border where we are, and there is a marked difference. And it actually really reminds me of when growing up in New Brunswick, and we were the same thing, only a half hour from the American border, the main border. And Stacy can attest to this, I'm sure. Vera, she's in New Brunswick. But I don't know, I can't explain it except it's an energy thing. But when you drive across that border and go into Maine, there's a different feel there. There was anyway when I lived there. I mean, I've been gone for 17 years, but there was, and it was palpable. Like you could feel it. You didn't necessarily know why or what it was, but you could just feel.
This isn't a better than question.
No,
this is just a different.
No.
There's
it's just a difference. It's just a difference.
But
right?
when you think about everything, is Canada different than the U.S.? Sure, 100%. Right? Do we have people that speak the same language? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And do we use something called a dollar? Yeah. It just looks different here than over there.
Has different value.
Do we drive the same fucking cars? Yeah. Right? We still drive on roads, yes, etc. But there's underlying things that are much different in each geographical area.
Well, generally,
that end up
yeah.
as part of the mechanism of test. And part of that is how we personally respond to the stressors that are intentionally put on a society.
And yeah, I know that for some people that might sound all conspiratorial or whatever, but
you know what? You're not going to.
It's all written down.
I need a new conspiracy theory because all of ours came true.
We won't even entertain actually that term conspiracy theory.
It's take
such
that
bullshit
term and shove it where.
So foolish. And again, that's another mind manipulation technique. That's another psyop.
Courtesy of the CIA surrounding JFK's assassination.
Yeah, that they had created to help discredit any alternative views and any narratives, anything that went against their narrative. So here's the thing, right? Like, my God, we could talk about this stuff for hours, honestly. But
what are we going to do about it?
But when you understand as well, okay, and this is a fact, because I did go back to school in 2013 to study media, broadcasting, film, and all that stuff. They teach you as a broadcaster to get your news from the Associated Press, which is a centralized news outlet in the world, and you take the news from that and you read it.
What's really going on here, folks?
It's a script. So you take that script and you might tweak it, like change a word here and there, make it more your own or whatever, but the narrative stays the same. You do not go against what that told you, what the media, what the Associated Press sent out worldwide, by the way, right? So all the news outlets get the same information. Now, that's a part of this psychological operation as well, because what they'll do is, because it forms, it definitely indoctrinates the human mind to believe what they're being told by media, especially if you see that there's multiple sources of media that are saying the same thing.
And then your friend says it, and it's like,
yeah, so this must be. You wouldn't even question whether or not it's true, because it's so unbelievably what's the word I'm looking for?
Intentional.
It's intentional and planned that way.
Watch Good Morning Vietnam and watch the Censorship Twins.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the reality is, and I'll be honest with you, that was a 2-year program, and there was a couple of the things that happened along the way where I had a health crisis, but
we wear a tinfoil hat every day.
We do. But
metaphorically.
It's just, please understand that this is a fact. Okay. This is not an opinion that the media is manipulated. This is a fact. And I never felt good about taking that news from the Associated Press and broadcasting that out there. And I argued with my professors about it, because I said, this doesn't feel right to me.
Tears for Fears. When you own the information, you can bend it all you want. So that's enough about that. But what are we going to do about it, folks?
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to do about it? I challenge everybody here that's listening and going to listen to this at later dates.
I just want to say hi to Anita. Hi, Vera.
Start thinking about solutions and your role in those solutions.
Right.
Because we have to figure this out.
Like
humanity has to figure this out, and we need to fucking figure it out fast, folks.
We do. Like we need to change the trajectory that we're kind of going on, because even in Canada, yes, sweet little Canada, where everyone's so polite and all the Canadians.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's happening here too. Okay.
Big time.
And every single human on the planet, this is the way we see it, right? And the evidence definitely speaks for itself. But every single human being on the planet is in the same damn boat.
So when you chunk up higher,
in the same boat.
Guess what? We're all the fucking same, folks.
Yeah.
We're all. I don't care what's between your legs.
Yeah.
Right? Or what color that thing is between your legs.
Or what?
None of that shit matters.
Or what you want to have sex with.
Right? None of that. None of it matters.
It ultimately
what matters is that we're all the same. They want us dead, folks.
Yeah.
And it's whether or not we're going to participate in that.
In our own death. In our own genocide.
That's just a fact.
Yeah.
It is. And they make no bones about it.
Yeah. COVID was just a piece of it, you guys. Like COVID was just the most recent, honestly.
But what are we going to do about it?
Yeah. What are we going to do?
That's the discussion we really have to have, because we need to start honestly discussing solutions.
Yeah. Because we could sit here and bitch about, it's all Trudeau's fault. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
For starters.
No, it's not.
And it doesn't make a rat's ass difference who's in that role.
In that role. Because it's all just...
Doesn't matter.
There's probably good reason that he went into drama school before he was a political figure, because he was being trained how to be an actor. Yeah.
So the thing is that we have to be very careful how we approach the solutions, because personally, my opinion is that there's no political solution.
Awesome.
There just isn't. There just isn't.
And she's offering a solution from Australia, and I think that's great. That's what needs to happen. And honestly, we believe our solution is people need to come together.
But let's not fight back.
No.
Right? Let's stop fighting.
You can't fight that system.
Whatever they want. We're not going to fight it, because we're just going to do something completely different.
It's a behemoth fight.
Think about the Monty Python sketches from Flying Circus. Right? Think about it. If you've ever seen it, and now
go watch it.
And now for something completely different. Right? And now for something completely different, brought to you by fucking humanity. Right? We just need to do that. And then when we start having more fucking fun over there, more freedoms, more laughter, more joy, more love,
more peace, more health,
more fill in the blank, other people are going to say, what's going on over there?
What's going on over there?
I want to see what's going on over there, because they look like they're having fun. Because
I'm living in a technological digital prison over here. I don't want to be in this. I want to be over there.
So when we were in Mexico, it's kind of interesting, because there's fiestas all the time. Any excuse to fiesta.
Everything's a celebration.
Right? Everything's a celebration.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is that you hear the friggin' music, right? Pump it. Yeah. Like, there's some serious dance music going on. And you're like, should I go crash that party? Right? What's going on over there? I want to go see what's going on over there.
They sound like they're having fun.
So we need to leave the fighting to them, because they're the ones that are fighting us.
And trying to cause us to fight each other. Right?
They're trying to elicit a response in us that does us no energetic good. Yeah. We just need to say, do what you want. Yeah. Right? But we're not playing in that end.
Like, just ask yourselves the question, okay? Ask yourselves the question. What if?
What if?
What if? Okay, so this is what the government's saying I need to do. This is what media is pushing on me right now, on all of us right now.
Thanks for that link, Ann. We're going to check it out for sure.
Yeah.
Because we got some stuff coming down the pipe as well. So we might all meet in the center of the battlefield. Yeah. So to speak.
So metaphorically.
Speaking.
But what if I just didn't do that? What they're telling me I need to do? Or what if I just ask the question, for what purpose are they doing that? Like, what is the real purpose for doing that? Or just critically thinking, right? Use your frontal lobes, which is where all your higher critical thinking is. And this is what they're trying to shut off, right? They're trying to shut off your critical thinking abilities and your pineal gland, which is your connection to your intuition. But what if you just ask those questions, just simple questions? Seeing something crazy on the media being pushed on us like day in and day out, just ask yourself the question, for what purpose? For what purpose are they doing that? For what purpose are they pushing this on the population? And then I guarantee you, if you legitimately ask yourself that question and keep asking that question and you'll go higher and higher and deeper, and you will get to the place where you realize they're not doing this for our higher good. How does this positively serve humanity? Right?
So that's just a
Chances
process.
are
But I think it's just an issue of we just need to do something different.
Yeah.
And now for something completely different. By humanity. Thanks for coming out. Right?
Cheers to that.
I'm gonna pull that tiny little clip, right, off, even if it's just an audio. I'm gonna play it every now and then. And now for something completely different. It's fucking hilarious.
Because one thing's for sure,
awesome.
We're unscripted. We don't get our script to read to you guys from Associated Press, which technically, by the way, is coming from, everybody's all like, the World Economic Forum, they're terrible. Yes, they are. And the Associated Press piece, all the information, all the news, it's all coming from these same characters that everybody thinks they hate right now. So, I mean, it's all connected. It's all connected.
And now for something completely different.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Right?
Even if we go back to the transgender piece, okay, that's even from the UN. Okay, that's from the United Nations agenda.
Okay.
Right.
So and now for something completely different. I don't want to talk about that fucking bullshit anymore.
Yes, you do.
No, because it's fucking bullshit. Right? I think everybody here knows, and everybody that could be watching this in the future.
And if you don't, reach out to us and we can give you lots of great links to watch.
The information, the truth is out there, Neil.
It is.
The truth is out there.
It is. It is.
The truth is out there, Neil.
Here's the thing too.
Go and get it. But what are we going to do instead? What do we want instead?
Let's focus on what we want instead.
Right. So that's where our focus needs to go. We need to go like, and just go, okay.
Like, I know sometimes we go on these rants and stuff and we talk about what are the issues, right? But it's just sometimes there needs to be some you have to know some of the history behind some of these things. You have to know the backstory. You have to know what the real overriding sort of.
But I don't. So as of now,
is.
I think we need to commit to everyone that if you guys don't know the truth, or you don't know if this information is like not resonating with you, or you just like
you think we're crazy,
you think we're fucking tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists, then reach out. We'll have a discussion, dude.
Yeah.
Like we will, because the information that we're dealing with could be different than yours. Mm-hmm. And you never know that maybe something that we know could just say, oh, well, I never thought of that. Or
that's exactly what I've been looking for.
But you don't know. So let's make a commitment right now that we don't keep dredging up the bullshit, because that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Is we keep, and now we're in an echo chamber potentially with everybody that knows the same stuff. We all know what that is.
Yeah.
Right? So we just got to figure out, what are we going to do instead? What do we want to do instead?
Well, first things first, right? First things first, we all need to look in the mirror, right? That is true. We do. We need to look in the mirror because we need to get very clear on who we are. We have to remember who we are, right? And we are human.
Connect with source.
Yes, absolutely.
Inside you, whatever your language is around that.
That's right.
Right? That's exactly
God, source, creator.
That's exactly the way it needs to be for yourself.
Yeah. No judgment either. We got to stop this judgment piece. Like, we got to stop this.
But you got to connect in with source and your inner self.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Mind, heart.
Yeah.
Spirit. And the ideas will flow. And there's ideas already out there. The neat thing is,
we already know, honestly, in our DNA what we're supposed to do.
but the neat thing is that if you hold a question in your mind, all right, think about this, is that the question cannot exist in your mind without the answer already being available to you.
In other words, a question never exists that there isn't already an answer to. And
the answer's out there,
Neil. The question gets asked.
The answer's out there, Neil.
I would say it's in there, Neil.
That too. However you want to frame it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the thing is we have to be searching for that. So we have to see how can we navigate the next, I don't know, several years, I don't know, maybe up to 10 plus, whatever. How can we navigate that?
Because we're
by creating something new. Because
are you purposely ignoring me?
We are master creators.
Because I feel like you're not like engaging with me, and it's like,
well, as long as we're not talking about the old shit. I just don't care about it anymore. And now for something completely different.
Finally.
Mm-hmm.
You made a shift in your sleep last night. What happened?
Yeah, enough. We're not doing it anymore.
This is the first I've seen of it, you guys.
I am not giving that any more of my energy.
Yeah, because we can stay angry at what we know to be true.
Because that's how they're winning as well, folks.
Totally. We can stay angry. You know, we could want to get revenge, right? And we could want to fight, right? I see Dana's here. That's what Dana would probably want to do, like punch him out. But here's the thing. That is not that's not the best solution, okay? Because all that's doing is creating more conflict. It's lowering our frequency. It's giving them this leash that they like to feed on because they like to keep us in fear, right? They do. And as long as we stay in this
survival,
disempowered sort of state, how can we possibly make a difference? Right? How can we possibly rise up and become the best version of ourselves? Becoming the best version of ourselves, I believe in my heart, honestly, is the best thing we can do to help humanity right now. Because this is a frequency
and commit
universe, and we need to get our frequency up. We do.
For humanity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If we can be the best version of ourselves and show up for humanity, guess where we'd be?
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We'd be so much further ahead. Really.
So yesterday we had the opportunity to start a project.
We did?
Yeah. That's why we went to town.
Oh, you don't need to tell that yet. Kevin, can we wait until we're a little further down the pipe?
No, I'm just saying that this project is going to be quite powerful.
It is.
All right.
That's the
so
goal.
you're going to want to keep tuned in.
Yeah. To learn more about it.
The project, the progress of the project.
Hi, Jade. Hi, Nita. Just want to say hi. Good to see you guys, Lori.
Because we need a place where folks like us, folks that are looking for the solutions inside and out, to come together.
Yeah.
With those solutions.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. So, just like what Anne recommended here in the chat, there's people all over this planet right now that are of the same frequency, the same idea. There are solutions, and we're going to be the ones to find them, right, and implement them.
Yeah.
Because we need something different. Because when we create something different, the old it will become obsolete. It'll become irrelevant.
And here's the cool thing, okay? Everybody on this planet right now can contribute to this process, right?
Even from an energetic standpoint.
Yes. You don't have to be the person standing on the front lines, right? We know that there's so many more of you out there who are actually on this same vibration as we are. You're actually like feeling the same way. You understand that there's problems and that there's things we can do, but you've been kind of sitting back and just kind of observing.
Someone else will do that.
Or doing that too, putting it off and letting somebody else do it or whatever. And we get it. Everybody has their stuff. Everybody has their lives, you know, different circumstances, and not everybody's capable to physically necessarily step up. We had this conversation with your parents the other day. But the thing is that make your contribution by, at the very least, if you can do nothing else, pray. Like from your heart, like truly pray, meditate.
Get into the energetic game.
Yeah, get into, because we are all energetic beings. This is an energetic universe. Like,
and
it has an impact.
We influence the field. We
do. We absolutely. Right. That's proven, by the way. That's all scientific. It's all been studied. It's all been measured. Like, we're not making this shit up. Okay, like it's real.
So yes, and there is a need, shall I say, for a certain level of self-sufficiency.
Absolutely.
I believe coming up very, very rapidly that we're going to have to do that for sure.
Yeah.
The thing too, though, is why don't we take it a step further? Because humans are social animals.
We are.
Why don't we say, why don't you do a needs assessment?
Yeah.
Why don't you say
of your own little family or neighborhood?
I'm going to do a needs assessment for myself. What do I need personally
to live?
To live every day, every week, every month, every year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fill that out. What do I need? Do I need, 80 pounds of coffee? Do I need, 15 cows of cream? Just quantify it.
Yeah.
Right? Just quantify it.
Yeah.
And then say, okay, what does my family need for those same time frames? And then, okay, what does maybe you have a neighbor or two or three that are close to you. And think exactly, help one another, be neighborly.
Yes.
Get together, like physically get together, do a friggin' potluck, and have the discussion.
Yeah.
What do we need? Let's just say shit did hit the fan. And this isn't about prepping.
No.
This is about just saying,
it's about being smart.
I want to become more self-sufficient, and I want to make sure that my needs are met, and the people that are around me that I care about, their needs are met.
Yes.
What does our little community need?
Yeah.
So maybe you've heard community gardens. Maybe there's a way that people within the community can come together, have some goats, have some cows, have some gardens, chickens, whatever, in order to help meet those needs. And I'm not saying you don't
have to do it all yourself.
No, but I'm also not saying that you're going to start an oil refinery in your community, right? So we have to be.
There's probably alternative means though to do that.
But,
yeah.
So here's if they're going to push the climate change shit. And blame us, they better get off their friggin' asses and get some tech rolling. Because right, and this is one of the last things we'll say for history's sake, they've been buying up alternative energy patents for decades.
That's a fact.
In order to keep them quiet. So part of the pressure from us needs to be pushing that. Release the patents, because there's people out there that have cars that run on fucking water.
Yep.
Right now.
Yep.
Right.
That's and not
there's new. Little tiny boxes like this called the neutrino box, right? That pushes like 7 kilowatts or kilowatts of power.
Yeah.
And you can just plug it into your house for like 50 years.
So again, it comes down to the solutions already exist.
Solutions exist.
We just have to be willing to step out of any kind of fear or any sort of limitations or restrictions that I will admit, we're all holding on to. We're all contributing to that belief.
Potentially manufactured.
Right? It is definitely manufactured, and it's been pushed on us. So yes, have we been victims? Sure, we have been victims of this mind manipulation, this whole psyop, this control,
so
all
do
these
the
control
needs
structures. But we can rise above it. We
come together.
We truly can.
Come together as a family.
Yeah.
Honestly, have a discussion.
Yeah.
No, do we need? Because, what if the power did go off for 2 weeks?
What if it did?
Some of us have experienced all of that. Some of us, after a certain age, experienced what life was like without any technology. Right?
You're aging yourself.
You had party line telephones at the camp.
Oh my gosh!
And you had to listen.
The party lines. I forgot about
You
those.
had to listen
That's funny.
to however many rings it was.
Yes.
To know that it was for your house.
Did you have that at your house?
No, I knew.
I remember those
people
back
that
in
did,
New Brunswick.
yeah, for
They
sure.
were still around when I was a kid. Oh, some places, like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. That's funny.
It was very interesting.
And you could actually listen in on people's phone calls if you were that kind of person.
But
I mean,
and now, literally everyone, including the 2-year-old in the fucking stroller, has got a dumb phone in front of their hand, like in front of them.
Yeah.
Which is a handheld personal computer communication device.
Well, it's a distraction device. So.
Well, regardless of the larger thing.
Yeah.
So think about where we've come, even in the last 40 years, right? 30 or 40 years. Because like when I grew up in northern India and Africa, but I remember the power going out at the school.
I'm onto the water now.
The power going out at the school for, like, it went out. And once we reached a certain threshold of time, the school actually had to rearrange the entire schedule for the school to be able to harness the daylight hours for study, for after school things, extracurricular things, all of that.
There's a word for that. It's called adaptation.
Adaptation and flexibility.
Yeah, you just adapt.
And it was like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
There was no water pumps. There wasn't anything. So
3 weeks, really?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Holy.
You have a school of 400 plus people.
Wow.
You have to still feed them. They still have to be able to take showers and
Jeepers.
learn and cloud, whatever.
Wow.
So we had to shift. We had to course correct in that environment.
Right.
So think about that. How flexible are we? How adaptive are we?
Or would we just go, oh man, the internet isn't working right today and it's taking so long to download this video. Like, damn it.
So I remember we were living in Chance Harbor. This is the fucking funniest shit ever. Okay? Some of you have probably heard of ExploreNet, right? The satellite people.
Oh.
Where you got this little
Years ago.
satellite dish on, this is 2011,
Yeah.
2012, something like that.
Yeah.
Right? So we were living in Chance Harbor, New Brunswick. And it's so funny because you have this satellite dish on your roof, and then you have a router that's Wi-Fi, and then you have your little computer. The kids would complain constantly about the speed. I'm saying, whoa. Let's put this in perspective here. So you're sitting on your laptop and you want to search something and you hit enter. The signal has to go from your computer to that router through the cable to the satellite dish, from the satellite dish to fucking outer space, back down to the fucking planet, right? Through the entire internet grid of planet Earth, grab the information you want, come back to that modal, go back to outer space, back to the planet, and then to your computer, and it takes 5 minutes? And you're complaining about that?
That's quite a big journey for just a few minutes.
See what I mean? Let's put this in perspective here, folks. It's just the funniest shit ever. I love it. It's so fucking funny.
Of course, Kevin likes to poke too, right?
Yeah,
So
you gotta bug kids.
You wouldn't be you if you didn't.
I know that Alex is head shaking, eye rolling right now.
If she's still watching, yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do instead?
What are we going to do?
We need
instead?
to have that discussion. And
more
we really need
and more
and more. What are we?
Yeah.
Not them. I don't give a fuck what they do.
No.
Okay. What are we going to do? So look at our needs.
Yeah.
And this should be about us thriving. This shouldn't be about subsistence.
No.
Right? How can we come together as families together, as communities, neighborhoods?
Yeah.
You know, and remember, we're all the same.
We are all in the same.
So it doesn't matter.
I don't care how much money you have.
None of it matters.
It does not.
There's
matter.
a very interesting movie, and I think what's it called?
Because when
it's one of those end of the world movies, you know, where I think that it had some arcs or something in the arcs or some shit in the Himalayas. We're waiting for this massive flood, so they started preparing these ships, and you could buy a spot on the arcs, one of the arcs.
Right.
And I remember this billionaire paid like $1 billion to have a spot with him and his kid.
A luxury spot, wasn't it?
It doesn't matter. It's just a spot because
Okay.
you're saving your fucking life, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, at the very end, he couldn't get on the ark fast enough. And I think it was one of those things, I have to kick you off because we're going to all die if I don't kick you off. So it didn't matter how much money he had.
No.
At all.
It comes down to food and water and shelter and
Well, sure. I mean,
things like that in
the
the
essentials, but then, how can we do that as a community and do it well and better, cleaner, safer, less chemicals, less pesticides, less GMOs, less antibiotics,
more heart-centered.
more heart and love.
Spirit.
So how can we come together to do that?
How can we?
Start making your networks. Why not?
Why not?
Who's got chickens? How many eggs can you
produce
produce a day, a week, whatever?
Yeah.
And then how many eggs does your family need per day, per week, per month?
Yeah.
Start doing the exercise.
Yeah.
Because we have to get in touch with what our needs truly are. It's not our wants or, man, I got to go to Starbucks. I really want to start. It's not about that.
No.
Because, we have to make room or leave room for that stuff too. But it's time for us to do that exercise, I think. Not just us too, but
in case you haven't noticed,
us.
He's very preachy.
Jesus Murphy.
Praise Jeebus. That's our little family joke. Sorry, no offense to anybody. Seriously, that's
No.
none. Please don't take offense to stuff like that. Yes, Jeb, exactly. Everyone start gardening or form a little network where you don't have to necessarily be the one doing everybody doesn't have to have their own garden. Work together. So if someone just happens to have the space and they love gardening,
The passion for it.
then they can do the gardening and maybe you can do something else and then everybody just exchanges. You just
Thrives.
it's like a cooperative, you're actually helping each other. You're not doing it with the intention of how many can I produce so I can sell and then make money. And I mean, sure, do that now, but we're just saying that if it comes right down to it, help each other. Just be willing to help each other. So create those networks now. I mean, honestly, this isn't about, and please do not do this out of a place of fear.
Correct.
Because that's a problem. That becomes a problem if you're doing it out of a place of fear.
We need to shift the mindset.
Yeah.
Right? We have to move away from the fear and towards what we want.
Yeah.
So maybe next time we'll discuss away and towards and away from. I think that's a powerful discussion.
Yeah. Sure.
Super powerful discussion.
Yeah.
Because when we focus on what we want and move towards it, guess what?
Thanks for being here, Anne. I know you're in Australia. It's late there, so thanks for coming. Chime in another time.
Okay.
9:30 Eastern usually is what
I'm out
we've
of
been
coffee,
doing lately.
So I'm out of
Well, I
coffee.
still have a
You're
little
on
bit of
your
water.
so
I'm on my Kangen water, so Yeah.
I think it's time, maybe.
Yeah. Keep it short today.
Yeah. Short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah. But
Maybe
please,
next
anybody
time.
who came in late, go to the beginning, right?
Towards and away
watch
from
it
will be next.
Kevin's creating his little
No, but this
courses,
discussion we have to have because
topics.
This entire journey right now is about shift of mindset.
And there is a sense of urgency, and I think that's important. Again, not urgency from fear, just urgency from a place of understanding. And
what do we want instead, folks?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Time
so we
is
love
ticking.
you all.
We do. We thank you so much for watching.
We love you all. We love your contributions.
We
Absolutely,
do.
100%.
Please keep
and we
sharing.
will 100% fight for your right to say what you want.
Yeah.
In our chat.
Yeah.
No problems.
Yeah.
No problema.
Yeah. But let's do it from love and respect and
for sure
for each other, right? And let's get back to our humanness.
Mm-hmm. We need to bring the dignity back to being human.
We do.
And we could talk language all you want.
Yeah.
And I've got
Anyway, Kevin, come on.
We're not going to go there today.
No, we can't do everything in one day.
I know.
Like jeepers creepers.
So much. I think Dobby wants in. So.
Oh, the cats are
Dobsters.
in charge in this house, you see.
Oh, they are.
So the cats,
They're called
one
the
wants
in-out-
out, one wants in.
in-out
So
cats.
yeah. So they're kind
If
of
you're
letting
curious
Dad know.
about how Dobby got his name, go watch Harry Potter. Right? There's an elf called Dobby, and he is a free elf because he got a sock.
Yes.
Well, when we got Dobby, he was originally named Gimli,
From
but then he
Lord-
had an
from Lord of
affinity
the
for
Rings or
balls of
Hobbit.
socks. We
Yeah.
would find half a dozen behind the couch every now and then. We thought was the dryer was taking them with it.
He literally stole our socks
It
and
was
carried them
Dobby.
behind the couch.
So he affectionately got named Dobsters.
Yeah.
Funny little cat.
Yeah. The cats rule the house here. Like that's just the way it is.
So we have to go to town,
We do.
and
Yeah.
we got to get a few things, including cat food, because the cats are
Yes.
squawking.
Yep.
And
So again, thanks everyone for being here. And the next time we're going to do one is probably Tuesday at we'll shoot for
On
9:30
Sunday?
Eastern. What we're going to do on Sunday?
I don't know.
Today's Friday. No, Sunday we're going to dinner. Remember? Oh, that's in the morning though. Well, we'll see. Lori, my cats and dogs do that. Of course, they control everything. It's all about the
Fur-based.
cats in this house. All about the cats.
And you can look at that website too. It's allaboutthecats.com, coming at you live.
That's another thing Kevin wants to do. So many projects, so little time. Yeah. So again, thanks everyone for being here. We appreciate your support. Please share this. If there's any kind of a bell thing to subscribe on YouTube, yeah, do that. Or like it, love it, whatever. Hi, Louise. Hi, Velda.
Louise, how
You
you
guys have
doing?
missed it. Now you got to go back to the beginning and rewatch it. And that's okay. You can do that.
We'll see maybe Sunday.
Maybe Sunday, but definitely Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
We will be doing it. So we'll shoot for 9:30 Eastern again. I don't know. Maybe we should start a little later. We're kind of trying to figure out what's the best time to be doing it, and so yeah. So if you guys have an opinion on that, please share it. We welcome feedback. We're not afraid of feedback. We don't see it as offensive. We see it as just
Feedback.
feedback.
Doesn't get any simpler than that. It's not failure either. It's just feedback.
Just feedback. Anyway.
Take it and go.
Have a great weekend, everyone. I hope that you got some value out of today.
Hey, Luke, how you doing? You watching these two crazy folks on TV?
Love you guys.
Okay, next time, TTFN.
Bye.
And now for something completely different.
Kevin.